Not every training needs to be driven by a PowerPoint deck. Virtual whiteboards provide a fun and interactive space for learners to engage with content in both virtual and live instructor-led training sessions. My name is Jordon Taylor with the Corporate Training Companion. And today, I want to walk you through how you can use Zoom's virtual whiteboard to drive an entire training session. No PowerPoint required. Okay, so let's jump right in. As you can see, I am on the Zoom web-based homepage. I prefer the web-based to the app. It's just a little less clunky. To get to whiteboards, you're going to click on whiteboards, and then you can click create new whiteboard. Now on the free plan, which is what I'm on, you can have up to 3 whiteboards, just FYI. If you're on an enterprise plan, I'm sure you can have as many and probably even more than you actually need. But I'm going to start by renaming it, which I can just do right up here. And then we can start building out content. Navigationally, you've got all your usual suspects along the left-hand side of the screen. So your selection tool, your pen, you can add shapes, lines, text boxes, even equations, which I've never used. I've failed calculus, so not my friend here, but sticky notes, comments, you can add frames. Frames will give you a nice backdrop and it's a solid color if you don't like this dots look, which I don't mind myself. There's templates that you can add. You can upload your own content. There's stickers and emojis, and then all sorts of other things that we will touch on. Let's start with adding our content. I just love that you can create a whole training in this and you do not need a PowerPoint deck. Let's start with our icebreaker. There's a 2 truths and 1 lie icebreaker. I'm going to search for it. You've also got these different categories. There is an icebreaker section here, but there it is, 2 truths, 1 lie. I'm going to click use template, and that's going to drop it into my workspace. Now, if I needed more of these boxes, because I've got more than 6 people in my training, I can just select and copy and then paste and move that around and align it and then add my names in. You've got your instructions here. And just like that, your icebreaker activity is set up. Super easy. I like to add these little arrows. So if you go to shapes and then arrow, I'll drop this little arrow in here. Feel a little like Bob Ross. Happy little tree, happy little arrow. And that arrow will just kind of navigate us to the next activity, which in this case, this next activity, I'm going to drop in a video. So let's go to more tools and embed. I'll drop in my embed code from this YouTube video. I'll click the little play button, do a little confirmation, and I can resize this to as big as I want, and then I've got a video that I can play. I'll click the arrow to copy and paste that, just to indicate that this is the direction that we're going. You could do these up, down. If I zoom out, you can see that it's just kind of moving in a linear horizontal way there. But that's how I like to do it. You could do it up, down, left, right, all over the place if you wanted to. But let's add another template. Let's add another activity. And this one will be a prioritization activity. It's one that I like called could do, should do. And here it is. So I'll click on that. I'll click use template. And just like that, it'll drop it in. And I like this one because, well, how far away are we? Where did we end up? Oh, we ended up way over here. So that happens sometimes. And all you got to do is drag it down, zoom back in, boom, there we go. Another thing I do like to do on this one is I'll copy the sticky note module and I'll paste it up here. I'll paste it up here, paste it up here, and then I'll just change the color. Because the nice thing about this sticky note module is that if you click on it, it adds another sticky for them. So people are jumping in and they want to add stickies for the could do portion. You just click on it and that'll give them a sticky and they can drop that in and start writing on it. And then you've got, of course, your emojis over there. So that activity is all set up. So just like before, I'll grab my little arrow, paste it over here, and then we'll do one last activity. So it's a prioritization, kind of 7 habits of highly effective people type of thing. Action, priority. Let's see what comes up. I think there's another one. There it is, our little matrix. So we will add this and boom, there that is. I'll move it around. I can resize it to make it a little bit bigger. And this will get us an activity where we'll talk about different tasks and their impact versus their effort and how to prioritize them and all those sorts of things. And of course, you can lecture and add in your own flair as you're going through this, but all of your activities through a virtual whiteboard, live or instructor-led, everybody has to have a computer. That's the only catch. So you could project this on an overhead and then have people log in to the URL directly from their computers at their desk. Even though you're all in the same room, you're still working on the same whiteboard, which is a lot of fun. Of course, you can do it virtually just by that share button and choose this whiteboard from your list of whiteboards. If we go back here, we can see that I've got my little list of whiteboards, and then it would just open up. I think notably here though, if you're on the free plan, you cannot save this as a template. You can duplicate it and then use a new one and then duplicate it. So you don't have to set it up every single time, but you cannot save it as a template if you are not on a paid plan, because that is a locked feature. So that's your quick introduction to Zoom's virtual whiteboard. I hope it was helpful. I hope it sparked some ideas for how you can get away from PowerPoint just now and again. I'm not saying don't use PowerPoint. I'm just encouraging you to mix things up from time to time. If this was useful, if it was thought-provoking, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and bell icon. My name is Jordon Taylor with the Corporate Training Companion. Until next time.